Hello, my name is Hudson. I am a sophomore at Oka University, and I am studying abroad at Kansai Gaida University in Japan this semester. This is my attempt to keep everything in order of what I've done, everything I will do, and hopefully inspire someone else to study abroad, because you should do it. Hi, I have 3 days to go over today. Not super crazy of a week so far, which is awesome, and I've done the math. I have 1 February left. Anything but the metric system. I have 1 February left in Japan, which is crazy to think about considering that in this time last year, being here was just an idea, which is super cool, and now it's almost over. So there's a metaphor in there somewhere, but I don't have the patience to look for it. This week I had my Japanese class on Monday, which was super, I guess, considering I had a test that I was mostly prepared for. Actually, I looked through. I was studying pretty late on that Sunday night, and I thought I got a decent score. We'll get back to that on Wednesday. But I felt mostly confident when I was answering most of the questions. I was able to formulate answers for all of them. I wasn't feeling icky on any of them. I went through a listening test, the written test, and then there was a kanji quiz at the end of it. I got an 8 out of 10 on the kanji, and then I got only one wrong on the listening section. The written section was a little bit more tragic, mostly because I was making stupid mistakes and I was missing out on a lot of articles, but also in English we shorten sentences, and in Japanese they don't. So when I read sentences like "this thing is difficult" or "this thing is yada yada," I would skip the word "this." So I would, which is, truth be told, bad. That's not how you're supposed to translate things. You're supposed to translate it word for word. However, when I read, like, for example, the homework is hard, or this homework is hard, I would read it in a way that would translate differently in my head. So I would be writing a shorthand version of it, which is not the word for word example which my teacher wanted. But yes, I did that. I got most of the answers correct for the most part. I was just missing a lot of the extra stuff. I got the meat of it wrong, but I got the meat of it right with the details wrong, which is not what you want when it comes to a language. You want the details and the meat of it proper. So you gotta work on that. But oh well. Tuesday, well, like I said, Monday. The rest of Monday was pretty low maintenance. I did. I read over the readings for my monsters class, and then I did homework for Japanese class. I did more not redo paper, just the next day's assignment. We were reading over our new vocabulary and stuff like that. And then Tuesday Tuesday was actually pretty good. Yesterday was a good day. My first period class for cooking was a glorified lunch making class. We made miso soup, and then we actually got to make handmade fresh sushi, which was amazing. Miso soup, whatever. Miso soup is kind of meh for me. Sushi, however, was awesome. We got to make our own sushizu, which is a type of vinaigrette, I guess you could call it, that you put in rice actually to make it sushi rice. It's a mixture of, well, I actually remember the recipe. It's 100 milliliters of rice vinegar, of sake vinegar, and then there's 85 grams of sugar and 25 grams of salt, and that is one big serving for a large serving of rice. So you can make multiple rolls and multiple pieces of sushi. We didn't use the entire ingredient. We actually stole somebody else's vinaigrette that they didn't need, and we just kind of added more vinegar as we saw to it. But since they had already boiled down the salt and the sugar, was already cooked down, so we just figured out that we just added whatever vinegar we had left to salt and sugar. And we got to cool down the rice because it just got out of the thing. So I got to have a big old fan in a little wooden tin, just stir up the rice and fan the rice. It was delightful. I feel like I should have been wearing a kimono and wooden slippers. That's probably insensitive. That's probably very insensitive. Probably shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. I felt fun. I felt not traditional. What's a better term than traditional? If I felt traditional, I should be walking around with my hair a lot longer with said kimono, and I should be getting stabbed for my insolence. Because, samurai didn't, or whole big on the honor thing. Or the Yakuza. I could be killed by the Yakuza too. I want to be part of the Yakuza. That sounds fun. Can I be sponsored by the Yakuza? I don't need my pinky. I don't need it. And I want tattoos too, so it's a win-win. Also, probably shouldn't say that. Neither of those things I should say. I really hope that door stays locked. I'm just going to move over to the side so I can see that door opens. I can see it. I was about to say see a shuriken flying at my head. That's also... Boy, oh boy, if I was monetized, I should be worried. But no, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I can't even find myself. If I look up my name on YouTube, I can't even find me. So, I'm probably safe. There's no way. Unless there's like a hotbar of like an algorithm that says, "Oh, this person talked crap about the gang and stupid white boys near you." It's probably an algorithm. So welcome to my last video. Aside from the Yakuza and getting murdered, Spider-Man, he's protecting me. I stole that. I got to make sushi. It was awesome. We got to, well, I didn't cut any fish because my team members kind of took the lead on that one, which I don't mind. I'm really not. I want to be a surgeon when I grow up. This is not good. I should not make fun of my shaky syndrome. Train of thought has left the station. Fish. I didn't cut the fish. Not that big of a deal. I got to make little balls of rice, which was fun. I got gloves on and everything, and I just pat the rice, and I got to make it neat little balls, and then just lay the fish across it, which is technically sashimi. We didn't have any. We didn't use any wasabi to glue it together, and technically, the sushi that we have in America, like the rolls, are called nigiri. Nigiri. And then we also have the maki, which is kind of like regular sushi, and it's rice ball with a little bit of wasabi that kind of glues a slice of fish to the rice. We didn't have any wasabi in it because we just wanted to make it, and we got anxious, and we were like, oh, let's just make it. And we got all, hyperfixated on making it versus making it properly. But we also didn't really need the wasabi because it tasted amazing on its own. But my group table stole the makaro tuna. That's what my professor called it. I don't know if it's called makaro. I don't know what the makaro is, but it's a type of tuna. And we actually ended up trading. We had more fish than we bargained for. We ran out of all our rice. But we ended up with two pieces of imitation crab, which were pretty good. I don't really particularly care for crab, but I thought it was tasty. No, I don't think my teammates liked it though. Tuna, crab. I had a piece of salmon. That was by far my favorite. And then we were also making the actual traditional rolls, the nigiri. And we got to use the little bamboo roller too. That was fun. So we each had about 3 pieces of that. And it was really, really good. Really tasty. The miso tastes like miso soup. It's nothing to write home about. But it was a glorified lunch making class, and it was awesome. It was delicious. And I would love to do it again. And now I know how to make it. It's literally ingrained in my head now. I can't mess it up. Probably. Probably should write it down. No. Now it's recorded. Now I'm just going to be brilliant forever. After that was my I came back here actually. I came back to my room after class just so I could eat in peace. And I went back to Nakamiya afterwards to go to my Monsters and Ghosts class. And we talked about our homework last time, which was watching Uzumaki, full of burps. And then we talked about some more horror manga artists who are very scary. There's also some student presentations that we were looking at. Apparently, in one of the stories that a manga artist wrote, there's a plaster wall that has a wife and kids. The wife is a pink plaster wall because how else would you know it's a girl? It's not pink. And then I don't know what the kids are. I don't know if they're bricks. I don't know if they're like little gates, haven't grown to full walls yet. But yeah, I don't know who thinks up with stuff like this. But you know what? It's better than. It's more creative than a lot of American TV. I don't know if you've seen The Flash recently. It's more creative than The Flash. I don't care how many times you have to rinse and repeat. It's the same. Modern American TV can be summed up in one sentence. The main character has one thing. That's like their quirk. That's like their little personality trait. Flash has it. It's his speed. Lucifer has it. It's his. What do you desire? Let's see. What else can I rip on? Just had some things that I've watched in the past 30 days. I haven't watched Lucifer in a while. That's not true. The Witcher has it, although I do like The Witcher more than the other two. The Boys has it. All the main characters have like their one trait, and they stick to that no matter what. As much as dynamic as they seem in each episode, it never feels like an American TV that they actually learn their lesson. That's why movies are so much more fulfilling, because they actually have a conclusion at the end of the movie most of the time. So we have sequels or prequels to wrap up loose ends. But in episodes, they can just draw on arcs over and over and over again, and there's no progress made aside from like, oh, the season's over because the main bad guy is not dealt with. But the characters never develop, and it frustrates me. And I don't think I should be talking about Hollywood on Google. And you know it's great. Hollywood's stupid. It really is. I also don't really know why we listen to actors. I don't know. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, Jeff Goldblum, or better yet, Tom Cruise. You know that he's a Scientologist. Who cares? Who cares? I really shouldn't be voicing that. I'm a hypocrite. Moving on. I know I can't remember what we did today. Today was Japanese again. We talked about our test results from last time. Again, I didn't do the greatest. As I thought, I was more confident in how I answered than my answers actually resulted in. But I don't feel too bad about it because not only did I feel good about it in the beginning, however, my teacher opened class today with, "Don't worry, we'll have correct." She actually opened the test subject up to like the whole class, and she was like, "Don't worry, we'll have corrections next time." I'm like, "What do you mean we'll have corrections?" So maybe everyone did poorly, but this is the one that we're on right now is this largest lesson 6. Lesson 5 was the second largest. So I don't feel too bad. However, I do have corrections. I'm actually going into class early on Friday to finish them because my the sentences structure page, she had something to write about on all of them. She had a little something to mark up on every sentence, except for 2. Save 2 out of like 10. So, no, that's not true. Save 2 out of like 14. Which is, again, terrible. I did poorly. But I have corrections that I can do, and I can get a better score. So, I will say that the thing I studied for, I knocked it out of the park. The negative and positive conjugations of both present and past tense words and verbs and adjectives, namely, I got, except for one of them because I didn't know it was the wrong word. I use it as an e adverb instead of a na adverb, which means pardon me, which means it has a different set of um, negative. It has a different set of negative rules. Whereas an e adverb, which ends in like kind of like an e sound, or I sound technically, would end with like kunai, but then a na adjective would end with jinai. I think they do it that way because the sounds work better in the way that you end it, kind of twisting the word. So, like for example, atsui. Atsui is hot, and you would have the a and then the su sound atsu, and you would drop the I sound and add atsukunai. Atsukunai this technically. So it would stage over, and it would the consonant sound would be more prominent, and you would take away the extra vowel sound, and it flows better rhythmically, uh, in relation to the rest of the language. But then the not adverbs, adjectives, crikey, would have so you have like beautiful, which is kire. And then that's actually the one that I got wrong. I actually thought because it ended in I sound, but it ends in the letter I, but it doesn't end with an I sound. So that's where I messed it up. And it's supposed to be kire janai. So kire instead of atsui. So e or e. Probably not using the best example of it, but that's the gist of it. And then each of those things has a negative and positive connotation. Conjunction? Oh no, conjugation. That's the word. Conjugation in past and present form. So e would have positive would be des. Negative for present tense. Present tense positive is des, and just makes like the statement true. And then present but negative would be kunai. For e adverbs past tense would be katta desu, and then negative is kunakatta desu. And they have the same rules for the na adverbs, which is des, jinai des, and then deshita, which is just past tense des instead of the other one, kunai, and then jinakatta desu. Yes, jinakatta desu. I believe kata is just like a past tense, and then jinai is negative. So it's all tenses of all adverbs that end in the same way, e and then na. And we just got a new set of rules today in class for the particle te, 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 the te sound te, and that is asking someone to do something. So if you ever have like a, oh yeah, close that, open that, do this, do that, that is in English you have that way of speaking, and it's more general, and you can make a statement beforehand, and then make a command. In Japanese, that command comes with the subject. So you have to make this. You have to say the verb, and then ask for the action in the same word, basically. And then the way that it works, though, is that you have to conjugate the verb in a different way to remove not only the dictionary form but the mas form as well. You cut the word in half depending on how it ends, and then you add just te. That's it. So itekimasu, which is to go. Itekimasu, which is kind of like the whole word, is shortened to just ite. And then kudasai. And kudasai just means please do this. So the whole word is shrunk down to this little bit, and then adds please. So it ends up becoming a larger word with less of the original word. Did I pick the hardest language? I think I did. But It's cool. It's fine. We're having fun here. For this, after class, I ended up going shopping. It was raining all day today, and I actually broke my umbrella. Yeah, it's pretty cool. My dollar store umbrella is broken, and I'm, you know, equally as heartbroken. But it was raining. I went shopping. I got myself dinner. I got bread and cheese and drinks. I ended up getting Pocky, not Pocky. I did get Pocky. I was reading it. That's why I said it. But I also got ramen because it was cold and I wanted something warm. And I didn't want to wait for anything to cook, so I just put in some pre-heated water into a bowl of hard, noodles and waited for it to melt. And then I ate it. I also got milk tea because milk tea is delicious. But we're having fun here. Genuinely, I'm having a good time. It still feels weird that it's almost over, but that's okay too. But that's all I have for you today. It's about 20 minutes. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Um, Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry if I ranted for too long. Uh, no, I'm not sorry. Never apologize. Never be sorry. And I don't have. What do I have planned for tomorrow? I don't think anything aside from class. Oh, I don't have to go to class tomorrow if I don't want to. I can watch the movie again. On my own. We're watching The Ring. I think I'm gonna stay here. No thanks. I'm good. That's scary. That's terrifying. I don't want to watch The Ring. I no. I don't want to watch The Ring. I'm gonna stay here and skip through it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is a Midwestern goodbye. Thank you so much. I'll be back within 2 to 3 business days. Arigato.